A billionaire lay on a hospital bed, surrounded by doctors, machines, and silence. They had tried everything, but nothing was working. Then one day, a homeless woman stepped in. No one expected her to have the answer. Not the doctors, not the family. But what she did next changed everything. Who was she? And what did she see that all the doctors missed? Sit back, relax, and let's find out. There was loud noise inside a big hospital in the busy city of Cape Town. Loud footsteps were heard along the hallway. Doctors moved quickly past one another. Nurses spoke in low, hurried voices. Everyone seemed to be heading to one place, a private ward at the end of the hallway. Inside that room lay a very rich man. His name was Petrus. Petrus was not an ordinary man. Many people in Cape Town knew his name. He owned a very large company with his wife, Maya. Their office stood in one of the most expensive parts of the city. For many years, Petrus and Maya worked together and built a powerful business. They were rich, they were respected, and they were happy. They had a beautiful home, good friends, and a peaceful life. But today, none of that seemed to matter, because Petrus was lying on the hospital bed, very weak. A strange sickness had taken over his body. The doctors did not understand it. One doctor stood beside the bed and looked at the monitor. Another assistant doctor checked Petrus's eyes, while a nurse held a file filled with test results. After a long silence, the doctor finally spoke. "This is very unusual," he said. Maya stood beside the bed. Her eyes were red from crying. "What do you mean unusual?" she asked with fear in her voice. The doctor looked at the monitor before answering. "We have done many tests," he said. Maya held her husband's hand very tight. "What did you find?" she asked. The doctor spoke with a calm voice. "We still cannot find the cause." Maya looked at him for a moment. "You mean you don't know what is wrong with my husband?" The doctor lowered his head. "We are trying our best, Ma." The other doctor added, "We have also sent the test samples to a partner hospital overseas," the doctor explained. "Their specialist is reviewing the results right now." Maya's heart suddenly felt heavy. For weeks, they had moved from one hospital room to another. Different doctors, different machines, different tests. But every answer sounded the same. They all said, "We don't know the cause of his sickness." Petrus tried to move his head slightly on the pillow. He looked at Maya. His once lively face now looked weak. His voice came out weak and slow as he called, "Maya." Maya leaned closer. "I'm here," she said. "Don't worry, everything will be fine," she added, even though tears filled her eyes. But deep inside, Maya was very afraid. Days passed. More tests, more doctors. Still no answer. Finally, one afternoon, Petrus's personal doctor came to speak with Maya privately. They stood near the hospital window. "I will be honest with you," the doctor said. "We have tried everything we can for now." Maya looked at him in shock. "So what are you saying?" she asked. The doctor spoke again with a calm voice. "For now, it may be better for him to rest at home. Sometimes the body responds to treatment better in a peaceful place." Maya wiped her tears. "You mean we should take him home?" The doctor nodded. "Yes, I will continue to visit and treat him at home. We will keep studying his condition." 2 days later, Petrus returned home. Their large house, which once felt full of joy, now felt very quiet. The sickness continued to grow worse. Even moving his arms became difficult. Now he lay in his bed most of the day. His eyes were open, but speaking was hard. One evening, Maya stood beside his bed. Tears rolled down Petrus's face. He looked afraid. Maya quickly wiped his tears. "Please don't cry," she said. "You will get better. I promise." Petrus tried to speak, but he could no longer speak. His voice was very weak. The sickness had become worse. Petrus had always been a strong man. He liked to do things by himself. He led the company. He made big decisions. Now, he could not even sit up without help. Maya was doing her best, but she also had to keep the company running. She needed to attend meetings. She needed to sign important documents. One morning, Maya sat beside the family doctor in the living room. "I think you need extra help," the doctor said. Maya nodded slowly. "Yes," she said. "I cannot leave Petrus alone, but Thais. But I must also handle the company." The doctor agreed. A personal care maid would help a lot. Maya looked toward the staircase that led to Petrus's room. Her voice became soft. "Then I will hire someone as soon as possible." She did not know it yet. But that simple decision would soon lead to the answer they had been searching for. On the other side of Cape Town, far from the rich homes and tall office buildings, a small public bus stopped beside a busy street. The door opened. People stepped down one after another. Among them was a young woman carrying a small bag. Her name was Lethabo. She calmly stepped down from the bus and looked around. Cars passed. People walked quickly along the road. Everything felt loud and fast. Lethabo held a small piece of paper in her hand. She looked at it again. It was an address. Her friend had written it for her. She spoke softly to herself. Carolina said her house is not far from the bus station. Lethabo had never been to Cape Town before. Just a few weeks ago, she was still living in a quiet village far away. Her life there was simple. She lived with her grandfather, the only family she had. Her grandfather was well known in the village. People often came to their small house when they were sick. He was a herbalist. He used leaves, roots, and plants from the forest to treat people. Many villagers trusted him. When people arrived at the house, Lethabo often helped him. She would bring water. She would grind herbs. When Lethabo was very young, she used to ask questions. "Grandfather, how do you know which plant will heal a particular sickness?" The old man would smile kindly. "My child," he would say, "nature has answers. You only need patience to understand it." For many years, that was their life. Simple, peaceful, but many years later, her grandfather became very sick. Lethabo was now a grown woman, and she did everything she could to care for her grandfather. But within a short time, he passed away. Lethabo felt like the ground under her feet had disappeared. She was now alone. During the burial, many people from the village came to comfort her. Among them was her old friend Carolina. Carolina used to live in the same village many years ago, but she moved to Cape Town to start a new life. When she heard about the old man's death, she returned to the village to console her friend. After the burial, Carolina sat beside Lethabo under a tree. "You cannot stay here alone," Carolina said. Lethabo lowered her head for a moment. "This is the only place I know," she replied. Carolina held her hand. "Come and stay with me in Cape Town," she said. "There are better opportunities there. You can find work and start a new life." Lethabo did not answer at first. The village was the only world she knew, but she also knew something else. There was nothing left there for her anymore. Lethabo told Carolina she would think about it. A few days later, Carolina left the village, but before she left, she wrote her address on a small piece of paper and gave it to Lethabo. "In case you change your mind," Carolina said. About a month passed. Lethabo at last decided to follow the advice her friend had given her. Now, Lethabo stood on a busy street in the city, looking at that same piece of paper again. She asked a man walking past. "Excuse me, sir, do you know where this address is?" she asked, showing him the paper. The man looked at the address. "Oh yes," he said. "Walk straight down that road, then turn left. You will see the building with that address." "Thank you," Lethabo said politely. She followed the direction. After some minutes, she stood in front of a modest building. She checked the number again. "Yes, this is it." She walked to the front door and knocked. The door opened. Carolina stood there with a wide smile. "Lethabo!" she exclaims with excitement. "Carolina!" Lethabo replied with relief. The two ladies hugged each other. Carolina stepped aside. "Come in." Letharbo entered the small room. It was not large, but it looked neat and comfortable. There was a small sofa, a table, and a little kitchen area. Carolina noticed Letharbo looking around. "I know it's not big," she said with a light smile, "but we can manage it, right?" "Come on, Carolina. This room is more than enough." "It has a very nice space," Letharbo said. Carolina helped her place her bag by the corner of the room. "You must be tired," Carolina said. "Sit down and rest." Letharbo calmly sat on the sofa. Carolina brought her a glass of water. "Tomorrow morning," Carolina continued, "I will take you to a housekeeping agency." "A housekeeping agency?" Letharbo asked. "Yes," Carolina said. "They help people find jobs in homes. Cleaning, cooking, caring for people who need help." Letharbo listened carefully. "You are kind and hardworking," Carolina added. "I'm sure you will find a good job." Letharbo looked at her friend with gratitude. "Thank you for helping me." Carolina smiled. "You helped me many times in the village too. Now it is my turn." Later that night, Letharbo lay on a small bed beside Carolina. She stared quietly at the ceiling. Her heart felt heavy when she thought about her grandfather. She whispered softly into the quiet room, "Grandfather, I hope I will make you proud." But deep in her heart, she still held on to a small hope. Maybe this city would give her a fresh start. The next morning, the sun rose slowly over the busy city of Cape Town. Inside Carolina's small room, Letharbo was already awake, sitting at the edge of the bed. Carolina came out from the kitchen with 2 cups of tea. "Good morning," Carolina said with a smile. "Good morning," Letharbo replied. Carolina handed her a cup of tea. "Drink this. Today is an important day." Letharbo nodded. After a short while, the 2 women left the room and walked down the street. Soon they reached a clean office building with a sign in front. The sign read, "Home Care and Housekeeping Services." Carolina pointed at the sign. "This is the place," she said. Letharbo took a quiet breath and followed her inside. Inside the office, a woman sat behind a desk. She looked up and smiled politely. "Good morning. How can I help you?" Carolina spoke first. "My friend is looking for a job. I told her about your agency." The woman nodded. "All right, please sit down." The woman turned to Letharbo. "What is your name?" "Letharbo," she replied. The woman wrote something on a paper. "Letharbo, we will ask you some questions and give you a small test to see what kind of work you can handle." Letharbo nodded politely. "Yes, ma'am." Soon another woman joined them and led Letharbo to a small room. They asked her a few simple questions and gave her some small tasks to do. After a few minutes, they returned to the front desk. The woman behind the desk looked at Letharbo. "Letharbo, we will add your name to our list of workers." Letharbo felt joy in her heart. "Thank you, ma'am." The woman continued. "When there is a job opening, we will call you." Carolina smiled proudly beside her. "You see," she said quietly to Letharbo. Letharbo nodded with gratitude. "Thank you so much." As they left the office building, Letharbo looked up at the bright sky. The small hope she felt the night before now felt stronger. Maybe things would begin to change for her. But across the city, inside a large mansion, life was becoming more difficult. Inside the quiet bedroom upstairs, Petrus lay on his large bed. His body looked weak. His eyes were open, but speaking was still very hard. Maya sat beside him. She gently wiped his forehead with a soft cloth. "You will get better," she said. "You must." A few minutes later, Maya walked into the living room and made a phone call. "Hello, please, I need a personal care maid urgently," she said. The voice on the other side answered, "We understand, Ma. We will assign someone as soon as possible. This person must be patient and careful," Maya added. "My husband is very sick." "We will send someone suitable," the woman assured her. "Thank you," Maya replied. She slowly placed the phone down. For a moment, she stood there quietly. The burden in her heart kept growing heavier with each passing day. She was trying hard to find a balance between running the company and caring for her husband. 2 days later, Lethabo's phone rang early in the morning. She quickly picked it up. "Hello." A calm female voice spoke from the other side. "Good morning. This is Home Care and Housekeeping Services." Lethabo sat up straight on the bed. "Yes, ma'am. We have a job opening for you. Please come to the office this morning." For a moment, Lethabo could not speak. Then she said quickly, "Thank you, ma'am. I will come right away." She ended the call and looked toward the kitchen. "Carolina," she called out with excitement. Carolina walked out. "What happened?" "They called me," Lethabo said with a bright smile. "The agency called me." Carolina's face lit up. "You see? I told you something good would come." Lethabo quickly got ready. "I should go now," she said. "Yes," Carolina replied. "Go and give them your best." Soon, Lethabo arrived at the agency office. The woman at the front desk welcomed her. "Good morning, Lethabo." "Good morning, ma'am." The woman handed her a folder. "This is the address of the house where you will work." Lethabo opened the folder carefully. Inside were papers and instructions. "This job is for personal care, Lethabo," the woman at the front desk continued. "You will assist a very sick man." Lethabo nodded. "Is the family kind?" she asked. The woman gave a small smile. "Yes, they are good people." She pointed to the address. "This is a very important family in Cape Town." Lethabo held the papers carefully. "Thank you for trusting me." "You may go there today to meet the employer," the woman said. "Your work will begin after they confirm everything." Lethabo thanked her again and left the office. Not long after, she stood in front of a large gate. She looked at the address again. "Yes, this is the place." The house behind the gate was very beautiful. Wide garden, large windows. Lethabo walked to the gate and knocked. A moment later, a gatekeeper opened a small window from the security room. "Yes?" Lethabo showed him the letter. "Good morning. I was sent here by the housekeeping agency." The man looked at the paper carefully. "Wait here," he said. He made a phone call. After a short moment, he opened the gate. "You may come in." "Thank you," Lethabo said politely. She walked through the large compound. The house was even more beautiful up close. At the front door, a woman in a maid's uniform welcomed her. "You must be the lady from the agency." "Yes, ma'am," Lethabo replied. "Come with me." The woman led her through the house and stopped in front of a study room. She knocked softly and opened the door. Inside sat a woman at a large desk. She looked elegant and well-dressed, but her eyes carried deep sadness. Lethabo noticed it immediately. The maid spoke. "Madame, this is the lady from the agency." "Thank you," Maya said quietly. The maid left the room. For a moment, the room was silent. Then Maya spoke calmly. "What is your name?" "My name is Lethabo," she answered. Maya nodded. "My name is Maya." Lethabo bowed her head slightly. "Nice to meet you, ma'am." Maya studied her for a moment. "This job may not be easy," Maya said. "My husband is very sick." Maya slowly stood up. "Come with me." They walked upstairs together. Soon they entered a quiet bedroom. There, on the large bed, lay Petrus. His body looked weak. He could not move. His eyes were open, but he looked helpless. Lethabo stood. Then Maya spoke. "This is my husband, Petrus," she continued. "The doctors do not understand his sickness. He cannot walk, he cannot speak, he cannot even move his body." Lethabo listened carefully. "You will help take care of him when I am at work," Maya explained. "You will help adjust his position when it is needed, give him water, feed him, and call the doctor if you notice anything." Lethabo nodded. "Yes, ma'am, I will do my best." Maya looked at her again. You will only work during the day. I will return from work in the evening and take over from you." "That is fine," Letharbo said. "Then you may start tomorrow," Maya said. "Thank you, ma'am." Later that day, Letharbo returned to Carolina's house. Carolina was waiting eagerly. "So, what happened?" Letharbo smiled. "I got the job." Carolina jumped up happily. "That is wonderful." They talked for a long time about the big house and the kind woman she met. But that night, when the room became quiet, Letharbo lay on the bed thinking. Her mind returned to the image she saw earlier, the silent pain in Maya's eyes, and the helpless man lying on the bed. She spoke to herself. What kind of sickness could make a man like that so weak? She closed her eyes slowly. One thought stayed in her mind. She had not looked at the man long enough to notice any clear signs of the sickness. Maybe tomorrow she would understand more. With that thought, she finally slept. But deep inside her heart, a quiet feeling remained. The feeling that the strange sickness of that man might not be beyond help after all. The next day, Letharbo began her work in the large house. Every morning she arrived early. She greeted the gatekeeper politely and walked into the quiet mansion. Her work was simple but very important. She helped Petrus adjust his body when needed, and she fed him. She cleaned the room. She gave him water when he needed it. Sometimes she spoke softly to him. "Good morning, sir," she would say. Petrus could not speak, but his eyes followed her. Letharbo did her work carefully. But as the days passed, she also began to observe him closely. She noticed how his hands could not move. She noticed how his legs stayed still. She noticed the way his eyes moved when he tried to speak. One afternoon, she stood beside the bed watching him quietly. A thought suddenly entered her mind. "These signs look familiar," she said to herself. Her mind traveled back to her village. Years ago, an old man in the village had become sick in almost the same way. The man could not move his body. His voice became weak, that he couldn't even talk. Many people thought he would not survive it. But her grandfather had treated him. Sus, Letharbo remembered that day clearly. She had followed her grandfather into the forest. "Grandfather," she had asked, "why are we walking so far?" Her grandfather replied, "The plant we need does not grow everywhere." "What kind of plant is it?" she asked. He gave a kind smile, then spoke. "It is a rare leaf, but it can help a body that has become weak, like the man at home." Letharbo remembered how her grandfather used that leaf. After some days, the old man in the village slowly became strong again. Now, standing beside Petrus's bed, that memory came back strongly. She looked at Petrus again. The signs looked the same, she whispered. But she quickly shook her head. "No, I must not rush." She had just started working in the house. She did not want to cause trouble. "This is not just any family," she thought. "I must be careful." So she continued her work and kept the thought to herself. Days passed again. Then one evening, Maya returned home from work earlier than usual. Letharbo was still in the bedroom adjusting Petrus's pillow. Maya walked into the room. "How was he today?" she asked. "He was calm most of the day," Letharbo replied. Maya nodded. "Thank you for taking good care of him." Letharbo hesitated for a moment. She looked at Petrus. Then she looked at Maya. "Ma'am, may I say something?" Maya turned toward her. "Yes?" Letharbo spoke carefully. "I might be wrong, but I think I may know something about this sickness." Maya's full attention turned to her at once. For weeks, doctors had given her no answers. Now even a small hope caught her interest. "What do you mean?" Maya asked quickly. Letharbo bent her head slightly and spoke. "Back in the village where I grew up, there was an old man who had these same signs." Maya stepped closer. "These same signs?" "Yes, ma'am." "What happened to him?" "My grandfather treated him." Maya's eyes widened slightly. "Your grandfather?" "Yes, he was a herbalist." "What did he do?" Maya asked with urgency. Letharbo continued. He healed him with herbs. It is a special kind of herb that is made with roots and leaves that are not easy to find in many places. Maya looked confused. What kind of herb? I do not know the English name, Letharbo replied, but I know where I can find them in my village. Maya stared at Petrus lying on the bed. Then she looked back at Letharbo. Are you sure the signs are the same? Letharbo nodded. Yes, ma'am, they are very similar. And the man got better? Yes, Letharbo added. I am not saying this will surely work, but it may be worth trying. Maya became quiet. Her mind was filled with many thoughts. Finally, she spoke. All right, Letharbo. Her voice sounded tired. You may go home now. Letharbo bowed politely. Yes, ma'am. She left the room quietly, but Maya remained standing beside Petrus's bed. Later that night, Maya sat alone in her study. The room was quiet. She placed both hands on her head. Her heart felt heavy. For months, she had trusted the best doctors. They had done many tests, but none of them could even name the sickness. Now her maid had spoken about a village herb. It sounded strange, but something inside her mind kept repeating the same question. What if it works? She stood up slowly and walked to the window. She looked out into the dark night. Then she spoke to herself. The doctors have tried everything, and still nothing. She closed her eyes for a moment. Then she whispered, maybe. This is a good chance we have. And with that thought, Maya made a quiet decision. She would give the strange village herb a chance. The next morning, Maya asked Letharbo to come into the study. Letharbo walked in quietly. You asked for me, ma'am? Maya nodded and pointed to a chair. Please sit down. Letharbo sat gently. For a moment, Maya looked at the papers on her desk. Then she lifted her head. I thought about what you said yesterday. Letharbo stayed quiet. Maya continued. The doctors still have no answer for my husband. She took a slow breath. So, I have decided to give your village treatment a chance. Letharbo looked surprised but calm. Thank you for trusting me, ma'am, she said. Maya spoke again. How can we get the herb you spoke about? It grows in a forest near my village. Letharbo replied. Then we will arrange a car for you today, Maya said. You must leave early tomorrow morning and return as soon as possible. I will do my best, Letharbo answered. The next morning, a driver took Letharbo on a long journey out of the city. The road stretched far across fields and small towns. Hours passed. Finally, they reached the village where she grew up. Letharbo walked into the forest area, where she usually followed her grandfather to. She looked around carefully, searched for the herb. After some time, she found the plants she had been searching for. She picked several fresh leaves and roots. Grandfather, she whispered softly, please let this help that man. By the afternoon, she began the long drive back to Cape Town. It was already night when the car finally arrived at the mansion. Maya was waiting for her. You are back, Maya said with relief. Yes, ma'am. Did you find it? Yes. Letharbo opened the small bag and showed all her the herbs she had gathered. Maya looked at them with hope and fear at the same time. Tell me what to do. They went into the kitchen. Letharbo washed the herbs carefully and began to prepare them. She crushed the leaves and mixed all the herbs with warm water. Soon the herbal medicine was ready. She also prepared some of the mixture for the skin. Then she turned to Maya. Ma'am, I will give him this drink every morning. Maya nodded. And every night, Letharbo continued, I will apply herb on his face and on his joints. Maya listened carefully. For how long? She asked. 3 days, Letharbo replied. If there is even a small change, we can continue. And if nothing happens, then you may try another option. 3 days, Maya repeated. That night they gave Petrus the herbal drink. Letharbo gently wiped his face and rubbed the mixture on his joints. The first day passed. Nothing seemed different. The family doctor came for his visit. He watched Lethabo applying the herbs. "Mrs. Meyer," he said carefully, "you must be careful with things like this." Meyer looked at him. "It is only for 3 days," she replied. The doctor shook his head slightly. "These herbs may not be safe." "I understand," Meyer said calmly. "But I want to try." The doctor sighed. "All right, but please be cautious." The first night passed quietly. The second day also looked the same. Petrus still lay weak on the bed. But that night, something happened. It was past midnight. Meyer was sleeping lightly beside him on the bed. Then she heard a voice. "Meyer!" She opened her eyes quickly. Petrus was looking at her. His voice was weak but clear. "Meyer, I need water." For a moment, Meyer could not move. For weeks, Petrus had barely spoken. Now he was asking for water. Then she quickly stood up. Yes, I will get it." She ran to the kitchen and returned with a glass. "Here," she said gently. Petrus drank slowly. Tears filled Meyer's eyes. "Thank God," she whispered. The next morning, Meyer told Lethabo what happened. Lethabo smiled quietly. "That is a good sign," she said. "Then we continue," Meyer replied with hope. Days passed, then weeks. Petrus slowly became stronger. First, he was able to move his fingers. Then he could raise his arms a little. Soon he could sit up with help. Lethabo also gave him advice. "Sir, try to move your legs a little every day." Petrus followed her words. At first, they used a wheelchair to move him around the house. Later, he began to stand with crutches. After that, he used a walking stick. Then, one beautiful morning, something amazing happened. Petrus stood in the living room without any support. He took one step, then another. Meyer stood there in shock. "Petrus, you are walking without your walking stick?" Petrus smiled slowly. "Yes, I am." Mia ran to him and held him tightly. "This is a miracle," she said with tears of joy. Later that day, Meyer and Petrus called Lethabo to the living room. Petrus looked at her with deep gratitude. "Lethabo," he said, "you saved my life." Meyer nodded. "We can never thank you enough." Lethabo lowered her head politely. "I only did what was right." Petrus asked gently, "Why did you help us so much?" Lethabo smiled softly. "When I came here, I saw that you were good people." She paused. "And good people should be helped." Meyer looked at her with respect. A few weeks later, life in Petrus's mansion began to feel normal again. One morning, Meyer looked at him with a warm smile. "Just a few weeks ago, you could not even stand," she said. Petrus nodded. "I know," he replied. "Sometimes I still cannot believe it." Meyer held his hand. "We were very close to losing you." Petrus looked toward the window for a moment. "God used someone to help us," he said, "and we must never forget that." Both of them were thinking about the same person. Lethabo. Doctors from Petrus's private hospital came to the house. They asked to meet the young woman who helped cure the strange sickness. Lethabo sat quietly in the living room while several doctors spoke with her. One of them asked kindly, "So you learned this treatment from your grandfather?" "Yes, sir," Lethabo replied. "What exactly did he do with the herbs?" another doctor asked. Lethabo explained everything carefully, how the herb is prepared, how it is administered. The doctors listened closely. One of them shook his head in amazement. "We studied this sickness for months," he said, "and the answer was in a few simple plants." Another doctor smiled. "Sometimes knowledge lives in places science has not looked yet." A few days later, the hospital invited Lethabo to a small event. There, the doctors gave her an honorary award. They also gave her a cash prize for helping solve the mystery. Lethabo stood quietly as people clapped for her, but what Lethabo did next surprised everyone. Instead of keeping the money for herself, she went straight to Carolina's home. When Carolina opened the door, she looked surprised. "Lethabo?" Lethabo smiled and handed her an envelope. "What is this?" Carolina asked. "Open it," Lethabo said. Carolina opened the envelope and saw the money inside. "Lethabo, what is this for?" "You helped me when I had nothing," Lethabo said. "You gave me a place to stay when I first came to the city. I will never forget that." Carolina hugged her. "I'm so proud of you," she said through tears. Meanwhile, Petrus and Maya had also been making plans. One evening, during dinner, Maya invited Lethabo to join them at the table. "Please sit with us," Maya said. Lethabo sat down as food was served. After they had eaten for a while, Petrus looked at her with kind eyes. "Lethabo, tell us something. What is your dream?" Lethabo thought for a moment. Then she spoke. "I would like to complete my education. I would like to study medicine so I can work in a hospital as a medical doctor and save lives in honor of my late grandfather," Lethabo said. The room became quiet. Petrus and Maya looked at each other. They were deeply touched by her words. Later that night, after Lethabo left the house, Petrus turned to his wife. "Maya." "Yes?" "We must help her achieve this dream." Maya smiled. "I was thinking the same thing." Over the next few days, the couple began making calls. They spoke with university officials, they spoke with lawyers, they made careful arrangements. Then one evening, Petrus called Lethabo into the living room. "Lethabo," he said, "we have something to tell you." She looked at them with curiosity. "You have been accepted into a university," Maya said with a smile. Lethabo's eyes widened in surprise. "University?" "Yes," Petrus said. "Your education will continue soon." Lethabo covered her mouth in shock. Maya continued, "We have also set up a trust fund in your name." "What is trust fund?" Lethabo asked. "It is money saved for your future," Petrus explained. "After you graduate, it will be enough for you to build a hospital," Petrus said. For a moment, Lethabo just stood there, unable to speak. The words felt too big for her to believe. Tears slowly filled her eyes. She shook her head gently, trying to find the right words, but none came. Her voice trembled as she finally spoke. "Sir, ma'am, I don't know what to say." Tears rolled down her cheeks as she looked at them with deep gratitude. Maya smiled. "You already said it the day you saved my husband." They also gave her another surprise. "You will stay here in the mansion with us," Petrus said. "You are part of this family now." They also gave her a car and assigned a driver who would drive her to school every day. Lethabo could hardly believe everything that was happening. The life she once struggled through was slowly turning into something beautiful. Weeks turned into months. Lethabo began her studies and continued living in the mansion. One afternoon, she sat quietly in the back seat of the SUV as the driver took her home from school. She looked out of the window at the passing city. A gentle smile appeared on her face. She remembered the day she first arrived in Cape Town with nothing but a small bag and a piece of paper. Now her life had changed in ways she never imagined, and deep inside her heart, she knew one thing for sure. Her life would never be the same again. Dear friends, what do you think about this story? Do you believe what happened was just a coincidence? Or do you think she was meant to be there at that moment? I would really love to hear your thoughts. Please share your opinion in the comment section. I will be there reading your comments. In the next few days, I will be sharing another story, a more powerful one that will touch your heart even deeper. So make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss it when it is uploaded. If you enjoyed this story, please don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends and loved ones. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate your time.